It was a cold evening when 15-year-old Raka was returning home from his tuition class. The sky was covered with dark clouds, and a cold breeze sent shivers down his spine. The city seemed unusually silent, with only the distant sound of cars in the air. As he arrived at the bus stop, he noticed a frail old woman approaching him. Her face was hidden beneath a scarf, and she was walking slowly with a hunched posture. Raka, concerned, stepped forward and asked, "Auntie, are you okay?" The woman fixed her eyes on him, and in a trembling voice she asked, "Where is my husband? Where have you hidden him?" Raka, confused, replied, "I don't know. Who are you talking about?" Suddenly, the woman's feet twisted unnaturally, flipping upside down. Slowly, she began to rise into the air. Panic surged through Raka's chest. His heart raced, and without thinking, he ran, dropping his water bottle in fear. Later that night, as Raka lay in his bed, he couldn't stop thinking about the strange woman. Was it a dream, or had it been real? Around 2:30 a.m., he heard soft crying. It was familiar, those same muffled sobs. He slowly moved toward the sound, and when he opened his room door, he saw the same woman standing in his room. In her hand, she held his water bottle, but this time, the bottle was filled with dark blood. In a cold, chilling voice, the woman whispered, "You killed him." Raka gasped for breath. "No, I didn't do anything," he cried, but the woman's hands tightened around his throat. His vision blurred, and he could barely breathe. Just as everything seemed to be slipping away, his parents burst into the room and flipped the lights on. The woman vanished instantly. The next day, Raka told his parents everything that had happened, but they dismissed it as just a bad dream. His father said, "You must have been really tired, son. It was just a nightmare." His mother gently placed a hand on his shoulder. "It's okay. Everything is fine now. Get some rest." But the fear didn't leave Raka. He couldn't forget the blood-filled bottle or the woman's angry, cold eyes. Every night, he lay awake, listening for any strange noises. He heard whispers in the dark, but he never saw her again. 3 days later, around 2:30 a.m., Raka again heard the faint crying, but this time it was much closer. He stepped out of his room, and as he opened the door, there she was, the same woman, standing at the doorway with the blood-filled bottle in her hand. "You took him from me," she hissed with anger. Raka's breath caught in his throat. He screamed for his parents, but before they could reach him, the woman disappeared just as suddenly as she had appeared. After that night, Raka never saw the woman again, but the fear stayed with him. Every night, he would listen for her cries, her whispers. He couldn't escape the images of her blood-filled bottle and the words she had spoken. "You killed him." The question remained, was it all just a nightmare, or had something truly supernatural happened?